Welcome to TTI and welcome to a whole new world of science. Today we're going to explore the 7 most unique materials that you would think would have to be from the world of science fiction.
But stay tuned because we're going to unveil the science behind them. So, my friend, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Ultra-hydrophobic material. Generally, there is some interaction between solid and liquid, but it's difficult to imagine these unique tiny drops that are unable to wet the surface of the material. Science has made some great progress in recent decades in the field of hydrophobicity and opening a wide range of applications. The hydrophobic surface is based on the lotus effect. This effect was discovered in the 1970s from the microscopic observations of the natural hydrophobic properties of the surface of a lotus leaf. The lotus plant is comprised of an adhesive, non-polar and wax-like substance, which is what causes the lotus effect or hydrophobicity, which is featured by the lotus flower, which always appears clean despite growing in muddy areas. Research in this field is very advanced and focused on finding a material with the highest level of water repellency to achieve a material extremely water repellent, which would be a huge help for many industrial fields. This is a live demo of a hydrophobic surface. Its water repellency is investigated by simply insulating it and dipping it in water. The insulated device is protected by water damage, which we extremely love for our smartphones during the rain. In addition, your walls can be protected from any dirt after being coated with this magic material. Triiodide. Nitrogen triiodide is one of the chemical compounds which is highly unstable. It can be detonated by contact or any disturbance. Nitrogen triiodide is the molecule consisting of single nitrogen atom which is bonded by 3 iodine atoms. Its structure is similar to a pyramid with nitrogen at the tip, and iodine is much larger than those of nitrogen and have very little space to stay together while repelling each other. You might have heard that nitroglycerin, which is another type of contact explosive, can go off when you hit it with a hammer, while iodide with its ammonia should be kept in moist conditions in a dark place where it is stable. But if it's sufficiently dried at the right moment, it can blow up from just the slightest disturbance. This explosion releases a purple iodine vapor, which is irritating and can actually be toxic with extended exposure. In fact, on April 1st, it earned the credit for being a highly explosive substance, sharing the same core as the famous nitroglycerin. Hydrogel. Hydrogel is a gel polymer able to absorb water 30 to 60 times its own volume, and it's able to change its size under the influence of temperature. It's composed of small white crystals that are able to absorb a lot of water. The total absorbency and swelling capacity are controlled by the type and degree of cross-linkers used to make the gel. Thanks to its amazing water absorption capacity, it's used in greenhouses and agricultural nurseries to retain water and moisture in soil for a much longer time. In recent years, the hydrogel has been used as a single plant substrate. This product is also getting attention in the field of decorative ornamentation indoors. The material also is commonly used for medical purposes for tissue engineering and in sustain-release systems of medications. Nitinol. Nitinol is composed of nickel and titanium in almost equal proportions. It has the special ability to rebound to its original form even after you mold it into different shapes, a phenomenon called the memory effect, which is driven by heat exchanges. It is able to repeat this process many times over without losing the ability to regain its original shape.
Whoa! It jumped!
This material has a wide range of applications in the fields of electronics and mechanics. It can also be used in smartphones, robotics, and medical industries. Development and continuation of this material is very expensive, but this problem can be solved by the mass production of the material in the coming years. Metal gallium. Gallium metal is one of the least known in the scientific field. This strange metal is very mysterious and difficult to understand for members of the scientific community. Gallium is a soft metal which is a brittle solid at low temperatures and liquid at temperatures greater than 29.76 degrees Celsius. If you keep it in the palm of your hand for just a few minutes, your body heat will cause the solid metal to gradually turn to a liquid. Gallium has the same metallic color in both solid and liquid forms. Upon solidification into a mold, it becomes just like this coin. This metal is very cool because it's a non-toxic material, but it's certainly not cheap. 1 kilogram of this metal costs $3,000, which is an extremely high price that goes to show just how much it must cost to extract it. Aerogel. Also known as frozen smoke, aerogel is a broad term used to talk about a special group of materials. They have been used since the early 1960s in space travel, but scientists are now finding multiple uses. Thanks to its properties, the aerogel is the lightest solid material that exists today. Its chemical structure is similar to glass, but its density is 1,000 times lower, and it's only 3 times as dense as air because it contains 99% air ingredients with silica gel. Despite its low weight, this material is very strong. It has heat insulation properties that have been exploited by NASA engineers to the fullest. NASA used this material in several of its spacecrafts to provide heat protection from the sun. Today, the aerogel is used in the detection of nuclear radiation, absorption of long-lived nuclear waste, thermal insulation, and detection of harmful microorganisms. Magnetic thinking putty. This stuff is pretty cool to play with. This magnetic monster is so amazing and full of fun, it can be created by simply adding ferric iron oxide powder to regular silly putty, and then the putty becomes ferromagnetic. Only strong magnets that are also ferromagnetic will be engulfed by this tiny magno monster. If you place a ferromagnet in the magnetic field, it will experience a force that pulls into a region of stronger magnetic strength. Ferrofluid. I'm sure a lot of us know the film Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson, and if you've seen it, you probably remember the cool VFX black creature at the end, which also appeared in the Spider-Man movie as the Venom. What would you say if I told you not only is it real, but you can make it by yourself? This blackish liquid is known as ferrofluid, and it's made up of ferrous iron and vegetable oil in appropriate proportions. This material appears to come alive when it comes close to a monster magnet, which causes it to form spikes on the surface, which almost looks like a defensive barrier of a porcupine. This is the world's first automatic ferrofluid display, which can be used in decorations. It's difficult to freeze, so you would need more liquid nitrogen. It forms eye-catching, spiky designs that might make you think it's magic fluid. But in the words of Bill Nye, it's not magic, it's science. Liquid nitrogen. This is another awesomely cool material that hovers at temperatures below -190 degrees Celsius. If your refrigerator ever stopped working, this would be a pretty extreme way to keep things cold. Liquid nitrogen freezes things so solid they can easily be shattered into thousands of pieces. So beware of thieves. They can use the substance to freeze and shatter locks, keeping your belongings safe. Liquid nitrogen can be dangerous if it comes into extended contact with your skin. You can freeze and enjoy watermelon, but eating the frozen watermelon is not so easy. With liquid nitrogen, you can also make your own ice cream. Dry ice. Do you love having fun with science? Well, you'll probably enjoy dry ice. It is the dry form of carbon dioxide. With this, you can do pretty exciting things. You can make your own heavenly swimming pool with beautiful non-toxic fumes, which is appealing to everyone's eyes. If the swimming pool is not enough, you can enjoy it in your home and make your celebrations full of fun. This is the ultimate material for fun, but it can be dangerous in some situations. Dry ice in closed bottles may lead to an explosion. You can also make your own jelly volcano. As well, you can make your own carbonated soda, which is really very tasty and cool.
It tastes just like a soda. I can't believe how much carbonated it is.
One more thing. These guys made the world's first dry ice spinner, which is really awesome. Black fire snake. Do you love watching snakes? Well, this is a little different, but still pretty cool. You can burn baking soda to see a monster snake appear through the fire. The thickness of the snake depends on the amount and shape of the materials, which is to be ignited. It's black in color, but if you use mercury salt, its color will be different. Then it's known as the Pharaoh's serpent. Seeing these fire snakes brings back so many wonderful childhood memories.
Number 5.
Magical fire. Many of us have seen Avatar and know how cool the firebending is. Some people can control fire in mind-boggling ways, like this person taking the flame into their hands, something we do not recommend you try yourself. This basic trick is to have flammable hand sanitizer, which burns up quickly. After lighting it on fire, some people try to hold the flames, but don't. It's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Sodium metal. The chemistry here is amazing. We typically use water to stop fire, but in some cases, water can produce flames and dangerous explosions. This is an alkali metal and soft enough that you can cut through it like ice cream with a blade. Whenever it comes into contact with water, a chain reaction starts, producing large amounts of flammable hydrogen gas. Because of the highly exothermic reaction, it explodes rapidly. It is not really a good idea to play with it, as it can lead to highly explosive and irreversible destruction. Especially don't flush it down the toilet, even by mistake, because the results will not be good. And if for some reason there's sodium metal in your pocket and you jump into the water for a swim, then only God can save you. One more thing. The mixing of sodium and potassium forms an alloy, which is also a highly explosive substance, but many chemists use it in element detection and chemical analysis. Burning calories. Guys, most of us have heard that we can burn calories with exercise, but now we are going to explore burning sugar in the presence of oxygen and the release of energy. Now, this little sugary gummy bear is ready to be sacrificed. On heating with the potassium chlorate, it breaks down the sugar molecules. Now you can hear the amazing sounds. How cool is this experiment? Pretty exciting, huh? But guys, think twice before eating the sugar. Eating too much of it can lead to insulin insensitivity, and ultimately, it can produce diabetes. Elephant tooth. This is another funny thing that you can produce by mixing dish soap, food coloring, yeast, and hydrogen peroxide or potassium iodide in different concentrations. It's a pretty cool bubbly explosion. This science kid cannot stop his crazy laugh. In this reaction, the released gases are entrapped in soda bubbles. It is really so fast to observe. One more thing, you can also make it in beautiful rainbow colors, which would be great for birthday parties. Super cool. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. Now tell me guys, which one of these materials do you find the most amazing and why? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, then feel free to subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.